going on? I was watching this freaking Mike Morales freaking video where he's driving through these farmlands and they're all flooded out. And something just came to me where it's like, if the land's flat, if you get too much rain, it's going to always flood. So it's kind of like, if you look back in history, they had these techniques where they would go to a hill and they would build like these steps, okay? And that sort of land structure there would never flood, unless maybe it was made in a valley where they did steps up each side, and even so, only the bottom shelves would get flooded. I mean, it's kind of like, look, the Eurocentric way. The Europeans came over here and just did what they did over there, I'd imagine. You know what I'm saying? And it's just stuck ever since. I mean, even when they tried to produce lands out in the prairies back in the day, floodlands, or not floodlands, farmlands, and it ended up turning into a dust bowl because they didn't use the methods that were already working for the natives. Like, you know the story of Thanksgiving, the whole corn and the fish head thing. So it's like, that is even still works to this very day. And also, they didn't always build in just big flat John Deere type, ways. And now it makes even more sense to me now why it's more practical certain ways. Like, even the way Indians grew crops, it wasn't just cut down all the trees and flatten out the land. They'd actually build big mounds, and they'd also grow stuff on them. Like, and they grew certain crops together, called them sister crops. Like, I think beans, corn, and squash, they grew them together because it's kind of like dandelions in the yard, dude. All these problem plants that they have now are actually beneficial to the land because they suck the nutrients out of the ground and bring them to the surface. So just the whole way, like, look, for instance, dude, like the way people around here mow their lawns, they mow their lawns once a week, and then their grass is all freaking brown and yellow and fried out. I mean, but right now we're getting so much rain that it's kind of over. You're not seeing no yellow or brown. So actually, with weather like this, you could probably mow as much as you want. But it's like, sometimes, I mean, in the Bible, man, there's even this concept of a sabbatical year, which is you're not supposed to farm or do anything. You're just supposed to let the land get rewild a little bit. So it's taken into consideration. Not only are we supposed to get at least a day off a week, that every 7 years the land is supposed to get a year off too. So I don't know, just some stuff to think about there. That maybe it'd be a good idea for us to rediscover some of the wisdom of the ancients and stop thinking that that modernity is somehow superior, when that wasn't even that long ago where we had the Dust Bowl. That was it was less than a century ago. So just some points I wanted to throw out while they were fresh in my mind.